Hi, my name is Juan COF, and my topic is the California session. And I'm going to give you a little background story on why this topic is being brought up right now. As some of you may know, the end result of the 2016 election, as Trump won. And because of this, there was an uproar, and people weren't happy with the result. And there's this campaign called the Yes California Independent Campaign. Took this opportunity to say, hey, look at our campaign, see what we're doing. And that campaign is basically saying that let Californians, us as we are, secede from California. So my main claim is that the California secession will fail. My three supporting claims are historical events and documents do not favor the idea of a state seceding. My second claim is the difficult process necessary for a state to constitutionally secede will stop the movement. My third claim is multiple attempts of the division of California have failed. So on to my first claim of historical events and documents do not favor the idea of a state seceding. One of the historical documents is the Federalist Papers. And the Federalist Papers were 85 articles that basically say to ratify the Constitution. And there was one article I found interesting that's written by James Madison that said, a state can no more secede from the Union than an individual can secede from a state because of a law he doesn't like to or find unconstitutional. Which basically means that just because a law you don't like is not constitutional or you don't like the law, doesn't mean that you can just leave the state or leave the country. A historical event, as some of you may know, is the American Civil War. And as you may know, the southern states seceded from the Union, and because of that, it created conflict. And the Union, as the end result of the Civil War, the Union brought back the southern states. And another historical event was a Supreme Court case called Texas versus White. And in 1850, $10 million in federal bonds was given to Texas. But in 1861, Texas seceded with the Confederation. And Texas used the $10 million during the Civil War to help the Confederation. And after the Civil War ended, Texas tried to regain some of the money back. But the Supreme Court says, no, you can't, because since you seceded, you were not under our Constitution. And so the Supreme Court ruled that no state can secede. But they can't secede constitutionally, if possible, which leads into my second claim, that the difficult process necessary for a state to constitutionally secede will stop the movement. So in order for California to really secede, there needs to be an amendment. And the process to make an amendment is quite difficult. First, 2/3 of Congress will have to approve it. So that means 2/3 of the House of Representatives would accept it, and then the Senate has to accept it 2/3. But after that, it has to be sent to all the state legislators, so all 50 states. And 38 out of those 50 states have to say, we agree with this. So then that way California can secede. But if that doesn't make you paint a picture of how difficult an amendment is, here's some statistics I found on constitutioncenter.org. There are currently over 11,000 potential amendments introduced in Congress today. And it took 200 years for the 27th Amendment to pass. And the 27th Amendment is our last amendment. So that's a little picture you guys might see. And then on to my third claim that there were multiple attempts of the division of California to split. An assemblyman state Ham in 1992 introduced the three-way state split, which was, he proposed that California was too diverse in the region, so he proposed that we split up California into 3 different states. It passed in the state assembly, but it died in the state senate, so that proposition was denied. Another proposition was introduced, was called 6 Californias, which was not that recent, but in 2013 it was proposed by Tim Dropper to our California state governor general. And the California Attorney General said you need the consent of the people. So what the Tim Draper and other followers, they sent out to Californians to sign a petition on it. And they said they had enough signatures, and once they sent it to the state, they tried to verify all the signatures, but only 2/3 were actually verified. So that means 1/3 were not true. And so then that automatically discontinued that proposal. And then the third attempt was the PICO Act. And it was proposed by Andres Pico in 1859. It was to split California on the 36th parallel. And where the 36th parallel is where San Luis Obispo is at. So from under there, that's the 36th parallel. And they wanted to call that part the Colorado territory. But due to the Civil War, they disbanded that proposition right away. And since these three propositions were failed, what are the high chances of the California to secede? So because of the historical events and documents and the difficult process for an amendment to be an actual amendment and the multiple attempts of California to secede, that's why California will fail to secede.
All right, well, the proposition is clearly identified. There's an excellent layout of what the supporting structure is going to be. I'm not sure that there's a lot of controversy on this. I think that you're shooting fish in a barrel on this one, but there is a well-structured concept to the argument that you're presenting. And I thought that you did an excellent job on the first point, talking about what the historical limitations are and the constitutional preclusions that go on there. The difficulty of amending the Constitution is filled with a lot of factual data to support your position. You usually provide source citations for most of these things. There are a couple of places where it would have been helpful to maybe have the historical reference that you're using included in that, but there other times you did exactly that kind of thing. So the process of amending the Constitution is right there in the Constitution. You are just interpreting what some of those numbers are. I did think that the data on the last section where you're talking about the proposals is good factual data. Sources probably need to be a little bit more consistent on that also. But other than that, it's good information that you've got there. The presentation's fairly effective. I do think sometimes that your pacing and your energy level needs to be a little bit up. But other than that, I thought it was pretty solid. Okay, thank you.